Welcome to Intuitive Art Sales. This is the show where I, Jessica Craddock, am going to teach you how to source your art marketing from within. You're going to practice claiming that authentic art business that you want and leading into the most natural way for you to get there. You're going to learn to get connected to your intuition, your confidence, and your community so that you can sell your art consistently while holding strong boundaries on your work-life balance. Welcome back to Intuitive Art Sales, mini episode style. Today I want to talk about running an art business with children. And first I want to start off by saying, if this is you, kudos. You are doing a great job. And I know that you always feel behind, like there's not enough time, but this episode is going to give you a little bit of inspiration around how to flip that for yourself. I'll start this off by saying I have 2 children, so I get it. And I started this business when my daughter was 1.5 years old, and now she's almost 8. And I have a son who is going on 4 now. And here's the kicker. Both of them stopped napping between the age of 1 and 1.5. They just didn't want to do it. They slept great at night, and so they had no interest in sleeping during the day, except for the occasional fall asleep in the car. It was really hard because all I wanted to do was be the best mom, but also I'm not just a mom. That's never been my personality. That's never been my identity. I've never been someone who just said, I want to be a mom and that's it, and I'm happy. It would be so much easier that way, right? But that's just not me. I am someone who wants to grow personally and have my own business and contribute to the world and have a purpose beyond nurturing other people to have a purpose. So I wasn't willing to give that up. I had to make it work. And the number one lesson that I learned was that I'm going to be super honest with you real quick here and say, this is probably not the lesson you want it to be, but it's not the time consuming stuff that is actually moving the needle in your business that's getting you the sales or getting you the shows or getting you the connections or the collaborations or whatever that is that you are looking for. It's the stuff that takes the brave moves. And as an added bonus for all you parents out there, these moves usually take much less time than what you are typically doing or think you need to do. I'll give you a couple of examples from work I've been doing with clients just to see what kind of moves these are that I'm talking about. So, for example, one of these clients came to me and said, I want to host a studio clearance sale. I'm thinking I'll do a silent auction. And how do I do that? How do I set that up? Exactly what would that look like? Can you help me figure that out? So I said, sure. And we sat down, we started talking about it. And it became clear very quickly that this project was going to take up way more time than this particular client had. I think she had a 7-hour work week budget. And so trying to put together a silent auction was just not very feasible, nor did it feel like the way to have that high touch point with people who wanted to buy her art. And so instead, we decided to do a live auction where she told all her friends and family and ideal art buyers and all the people, hey, I'm having this auction. You should come. And she hosted it live, meaning she hit the button on Facebook and just started talking. And she admitted, it was scary, but I just hit the button and I had to go. And I'd already invited all these people, so we're off and running, right? And instead of spending all these hours behind the scenes trying to make this perfect plan, perfect way to promote it, perfect content, all the things, she just hit play, which ultimately was much more scary than saying, you can put your bid on this piece of paper or this post or whatever. But she did it. And as a result, she sold 13 paintings and got a small commission out of it. all in that little amount of work that could have been much bigger. And maybe she would have sold those same 13 paintings and got that same commission, but it would have taken much more of her time. Or another client who had this body of work that she had been playing with behind the scenes and she was really loving it. But on the outside, she was telling me, my engagement's down. People just aren't reacting the way they used to. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to fix it. And as we dug into it a little bit, she was telling me about how her values were playfulness and experimentation and fun. And I made the connection, pointed out that look what you're showing, what you're presenting to the world, and who you are as a person, it's not matching up. You got to show this in your work. You got to be excited and playful and experimentatious and is that a word? All the things that you were just telling me. And so she did. She made this brave move. She posted this new work and she's came back and said, I got the best response I've gotten in ages. I got several inquiries on the piece and she was so excited. And it all came because she was willing to make that brave move. Or another client who's been working on selling her art for years, but has never learned how to tell the people around her that she is an artist and what she's working on and talk about her work. And that's a really big hindrance to being able to grow that network of people who are going to be your big supporters and help you grow even further. So she's making brave moves every day, creating that habit of talking about her art with people. These kinds of little, I'm calling them little moves. They're not little moves. They're just not these huge glamorous projects that we get in our mind that are the thing that we have to do to sell more art. Selling art can be simple. It can be little brave moves over and over. So if you are short on time, or even if you aren't, but who isn't? Repetitive bravery is your best shortcut to the success that you want. Repetitive bravery is your best shortcut. So the next time you're planning your day, think, what is one brave move that I can make in regards to where I'm trying to grow my business? Just so you know, I practice what I preach. So I decided to make a brave move as well. And I'm bringing back a old workshop that I used to teach called the Sanity Roadmap for Selling More Art. So if you want to know how to sell more art in less time, with less effort, but making more brave moves, be sure to sign up. There's a link in the description. See you next time. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit subscribe so that you can get new episodes loaded straight onto your phone as soon as they're ready. And if you have a couple extra seconds in your day, would you take the time to rate this show with how many stars you think it deserves? I would be ever so grateful. See you next time.